All right, so in this video, we're going to be taking a look at the making of the Universal Monster with real time. Now, Fortnite is having some type of short film event right now where they show some CG animation inside the game. And today, Unreal Engine just released some behind the scenes on one of them, which is the one I was most excited about, which is the Universal Monsters. Pretty much the making of the Universal Monsters. It's pretty cool. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at this and we'll talk about it a little bit here afterwards. So let's press play.
This project is a series of 4 distinct shorts that we've created in cooperation with Universal, and it's a reimagining of the Universal monsters in a new and exciting way.
So this is the Fortnite Short
has,
Nightmares.
around Halloween time, this Shortnitemares, which is a collection of shorts based around the Halloween theme, and the Universal Monsters fits perfectly into that category.
Universal really wanted to execute a new vision to try to be true to the original spirit of what the monsters were, which were creatures that were, misunderstood rather than being true monsters.
But we're going to change them up and make them more contemporary, more global, more inclusive.
It's a mix of Shaw Brothers martial arts, heist film, and everything in between. The biggest challenge was the timeline. We had a very condensed timeline with a lot of set changes, a lot of extravagant
This is insane.
locations,
Like everywhere you go,
characters,
everywhere you
crowd,
watch, it's always
creatures,
timeline that they
creature
have
animation, all
problems
sorts
with.
of things. So our goal with this project was to pretty much have final pixels in Unreal. Everything from characters, effects, lighting, rendering, everything is done in Unreal. We were deciding what it looked like as the project progressed.
Well, these are all
so
metahumans
one thing that
here.
metahumans did was allowed us to visualize characters very quickly, get them to rig, get them onto mocap stage, and actually get them to capture. So we were able to get characters up on their feet, so to speak, really early in the process.
Oh,
I
this
was really
character
excited about
is
designing
bananas right
Bride
here.
because she is really the ringleader and she's the hero. In the original film, she was on film for like 3 minutes and she's never been explored since. So
Dude, that
to
is
make her the
probably
hero
the
and
best
make her
metahuman
kind of
looking
like the
character I've
impetus
ever
for this whole
seen
adventure that's
by
about
far.
to happen, empowering her, I thought was just so appropriate.
And she's actually 6 different metahumans' heads put together, then resculpted externally and then re-imported back
God,
into
that
Unreal.
looks so
From
freaking
Crash's original
good.
designs, we would go through and create our base metahumans' heads. Before Crash saw them, we would actually apply the sculpt pass and some of the finesse to get it really kind of on model sheet and get it close to the essence and the spirit of his original designs. The hair was created externally, and then we would bring them into Unreal. It's quite a complex braided kind of design, so something you would traditionally not attempt in a real-time engine, but it looks amazing. Like, it looks really cool.
Yeah, that
and
hair
all
looks
dynamic.
fantastic.
I was receiving metahuman models that I could work on top of. I mean, they were textured, lit. It was such a rare thing for me to be able to work with that within literally a day or 2, I had the final look of our design.
Whoa, that looks
which was
so
unheard of
cool.
before. So the metahuman was a game changer for me as a designer.
So MetaHumans is basically giving us for free all of these face shapes, and all the hard work has already been done for us. Normally we'd run anywhere from 80 to 300 scans that would have to be compiled, resurfaced, retopologized, ingested into a rig, micro and compound expressions put together. With MetaHumans, we're there straight out of the box. We've got a really amazing base that we can then add our detail to and plus from there.
Ow.
Bite him.
One thing with Unreal that was really advantageous
crazy,
was
man.
being able to
That's
work with
just
more synchronous workflow.
Speechless right now.
We could
This is
start
cool.
with the MetaHumans base head and actually start to capture with actors. We could start to develop scenes, look at lighting, do costume design tests. while
Right, the
characters
clothes
are
on
actually
the
being worked
short.
on. This allowed us to parallel
Fantastic.
assets, sets, animation. So things would just keep improving and keep moving towards the end goal as the project went on. With Bridge, while the animators are working in Maya, they're able to see the characters essentially lit, shaded, in scene, in parallel with the asset team and lighting team building those elements. Essentially, by the end of the animation process, they're animating in final lighting and final sets. We set out to achieve something in such a tight timeline with such lofty goals, such a massive cast of characters, huge amount of sets, and to be able to sit back and realize we achieved this in such a rapid timeline is pretty amazing.
I'm used to digital tools kind of upping the game. You know, it's like things are getting faster and more efficient. So using the Unreal Engine, that kind of just ramped everything up to a level that I hadn't really experienced before.
That's
I'm used to
fantastic, man.
going
This is
a year later to the theater to see what things look like. And this is immediate, and it's so satisfying.
all right. So that is actually the behind the scenes. So let's talk about this thing. So they used metahumans here, and obviously they did add a lot of amazing detail on the face here, the character. Now, if you know how they did that, I saw the software, but it was kind of zoomed in. Now, I'm not really good with Maya and stuff like that, but there's the software that they used. It's Van Helsing. It's just really freaking cool how they did this thing. And just look at this render here. This looks fantastic. Just probably, like I said, the best meta-human character I've ever seen created ever. And these are the big guys. This is Universal we're talking about. So now we're seeing, bigger productions, the big boys pretty much playing around with the meta-human creator tool, which is, everyone has access to pretty much. So it's really nice to see how the bigger guys and the big companies are doing, like what they're doing with these tools. Because, man, if I can so my goal right now is to make my shorts look like that, at home. But man, that is incredible work. Oh, right here. Here's the screenshot. I don't know if this is ZBrush, but yeah, it's pretty tight in there. But it looks like this, how they layered the textures on the face, the scratches and things like that. So yeah, that is incredible. If you can just leave in the comments below what software you think this is, because that looks fantastic. I'm looking for somebody who can do something like this, pretty much adding textures and scratches on their face. And as far as the hair goes, man, that hair looks fantastic. Again, that is just big boys doing it big right there. That looks amazing. Only if they can make this character available in the MetaHuman character creator, everybody would be happy, right? But yeah, this is probably the best MetaHuman short I have seen by far, because man, this is just really inspiring to see how bigger production companies are messing around with the same tools that you and I have at home. This is super cool. And the clothes as well, my goodness. Can you imagine, like, whenever, maybe one day, sometime next year or 2 years from now, we're going to have access to these clothes, because they look fantastic. Let's see if I can see if I can find the actual right here. Look at this. These look good. These look really freaking good. Now, out of the group, he probably has the most neutral metahuman face. You can probably recognize him from the templates, but the female character, man, by combining multiple heads, they did a really freaking good job. And look at this leather, dude. Leather in Unreal looks really good. Now, I'm wondering if this is the same hoodie as the template, but I doubt it. But this character, again, is freaking amazing. It looks like they did some lighting tests as well. That looks crazy. This is something like would take ages to render before, but now you can have in real time. But yeah, that is pretty much just a quick, pretty much reacting to this new MetaHuman short film that Universal and Epic Games kind of worked together on. Again, pretty exciting stuff.